Good morning and welcome to the Full Octane Garage. I'm James.
I'm Melissa. Watch
Sorry,
yourself.
do we have the region? Super nice day today. I think we're going to jump out and take a convertible out for a little while. But I thought I was just looking. We just did a video on the upper garage, and I was thinking we haven't done an update video. And looking through the cars and everything, there's almost, we're down to only like a couple cars that are still the same in the last 3 years or so, right?
Yeah.
Like the Porsche, maybe the GT up in the garage, maybe the Project 8. I'm not sure. But let's walk through real quick, and then we're going to go get breakfast, right?
Sounds good.
All right. One of the original cars in the garage, the 2013 Porsche 911 4S Cabriolet that we bought with 5,000 miles, and it's got like 26,000 miles on it. It has been bulletproof. It has been a super good car. We are struggling with a little coolant light, but it'll get resolved. But other than that, we put 20,000 miles on this car since we bought it in 19 or 20, and it has been super good. Not really any plans immediately to get rid of it, right?
No, because I love it.
Yeah, she loves it. And then the other daily driver for Melissa, well, we'll see how long that lasts. Now she started driving the Bronco, this is a 23 Jaguar F-Pace SVR, 550 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. It's like a sports car, right?
Yep.
I think we probably got 12 or 14,000 miles on it now in the last year since we bought it. We've been driving the crap out of it, and it is probably one of the funnest SUVs to drive ever. It is hilarious, is it not? It's like driving one of the sports cars. It actually sounds better probably than most of the stuff in the garage. And it's pretty handy. Not a lot of space in the back. But,
tall.
huh?
It can go long if you put the seats down, but it's not tall.
Right. We can still pack a couple grandkids in there or something. But this has been literally one of the most fun SUVs. I think they quit making them, or they're about to quit making them. If you haven't driven one, you should. And if you have an opportunity to buy one, you probably should, because it literally is a great daily substitute for a sports car, right?
I love it.
The last garage edition, the last garage update that we did, we had a 72 Jag E-Type V12. That has now turned into a 2021 convertible Corvette Z51. It's the 3LT or LT3 package or whatever it is. This is phenomenal. We bought it with a couple thousand miles. It's got 11,000 miles on it now. And this car has been super good. It's super reliable, tons of storage space. It's excellent for rallies. It can keep up with anything else that we run with. These are great cars, and there's really good bargains on them now, probably better than we got. But then again, we don't have the Jag anymore. It was time for that to go, right? We had spent a couple dollars on it over the years, and we weren't really getting the driving experience. And in reality, we're drivers, not old car collectors. Is that fair enough? The R8 that was in the last video is gone, and it was replaced almost immediately. Who called that?
I did.
With the 2000. This is a 21 R8 V10 RW. Rear-wheel drive R8, and we've had this for 3 years now. Got 10,000 miles on it. Again, just like this one here, it's a phenomenal car. Lots of storage behind the seats and in the front, and people call this the poor man's supercar. And I'll tell you what you need to do if you have an R8. If you thought about getting an R8, put a titanium exhaust on it. That's what we did. We put a new wing on the car, the Plus wing, which was a huge deal. I had no idea what was involved or what it cost to put a wing on it, but it is several thousands of dollars. And while you're at it, that's the time to put a titanium exhaust on it. Once you can see that beautiful thing back in there. And it completely changed this car. It is absolutely phenomenal. Just can't say enough about it. We did add this rack in the last couple of years also. So we were able to squeeze another car because Melissa just had to have another car. But the rack is really great, isn't it? Isn't it handy? Yes, it doesn't take up any more space, but it's been nice to, we just swap the cars out every month. Now, another new addition is the, which is not really a car, but it is the, I guess it's 2023 or 24 Can-Am. We live in a subdivision. We live in the sticks, I guess, kind of. And this is really essential, isn't it? To everyday living when you've got a bunch of property and you've got a lot of maintenance to do and things like that. And besides, everyone else had one. And it's great to take down to the Mexican restaurant, depending on what shoes you're wearing.
Yeah.
Those are fine, right? But yeah, we just got that. And I guess we put, I don't know, we've driven a bunch. We've maybe got 17 hours on it so far. You measure it by hours, generally speaking. But that's been a lot of fun. We really went over the top on this, didn't we? Because I wanted something that in the summer and winter was going to be really comfortable. So we went with the complete surround glass cab on it. It's got automatic air conditioning, windshield wipers, all that stuff. And then we put a bunch of protective things on it so that we can drive it in our woods and stuff without getting it screwed up. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. We usually keep it in the upper garage. All right, the next one, go ahead.
The Bronco.
And we got this when? Last week. We actually had a new Hummer EV that came and went before we got to do a garage update. And there's a big video coming up on why we don't have it anymore. But that was phenomenal. It was a lot of fun, but we did run into some service issues, but we'll go into that later on in the video. So we swapped it for one of Melissa's new favorite rides is which this surprises me because it's a big truck. It's super wide and all, but you're kind of an Alabama girl, right?
Yeah, I like it.
So you kind of dig the trucks anyways. So this is a 24 Ford Bronco Raptor, and we've had it for a week, and we probably put close to 1,000 miles on it. We've driven the crap out of this thing. And you talk about feeling like you own the road. Don't you feel like you own the road? And as nice as it is outside, all the tops come off. Not just this and this like the Hummer EV, but the rear end comes off. All the doors come off, and so you can make this into like a real Baja vehicle. So we're going to enjoy this for a while, aren't we? All right, let's go up to the upper garage. We'll go up that way. And while we're talking about it, we have done a lot of changes up here in the last 6 months to a year, have we not? Yeah. It was kind of crowded in the downstairs, and we were looking for something, I don't know, just trying to add an additional living space. And we had kind of a framed mezzanine situation to begin with. So we did this thing. Let's look at it. Okay. First of all, I don't know if we talked about this before, but check out this view, huh? When you come up to the top of the hill for the upper garage, we put these chairs in so you could kind of sit out here, have a drink or whatever, have your morning coffee and kind of look out over the valley. It's the stables on down here across the way. Let's jump in the garage and see what's new. Alrighty. What'll jump out at you first is we finished the mezzanine off. That used to be blocked off, just framed, and we had never even been in it before, and we thought that'd be a good place to kind of have a cool mezzanine kind of look to it. So we did some work up there. So we're going to look at that in a minute. That's the GT that you're already familiar with, the 2014 Jaguar XKRS GT, one of 40 in the world, maybe-ish, 42 maybe. I guess we put 7,000 miles on it in the last several years. It originally had 1,400 miles on it. It has been super. We did a bunch of work on it this year. We had to replace water pump and all the coolant lines. I guess at 10 years, that's kind of one of those things you have to do. Oops. And I don't know if we talked about this or not, but this is the 2019 Jaguar XESV Project 8. Still the fastest four-door gasoline-powered car in the world on the Nürburgring. I think the only thing that has beat it that's got four doors is the new Porsche something GT, that's an EV. So that's super cool. Probably 5,000 miles on that. We don't drive it as much. It's fun for about 30 minutes, isn't it? And it gets a little old. And finally, the new car in the batch. This was not in the garage before. This is a 2016 Jaguar Project 7. It's one of 150 in the world. 250? I don't know, something like that. Probably says on the dash. There's only 50 in the United States, and there's only 2 white ones that I can tell. And this was a real bugbear to get a hold of. But we spent 3 years running it down and finally won it on Bring a Trailer, and had 300 miles on it when it as an 8-year-old car, 7-year-old car at the time. Now it's got 2,600 miles on it. So we've been driving it. This is a lot of fun for a short period of time, and then you're ready to get out of it, right? A couple of little things around the garage. Of course, this was the bar that you saw the last time. This is the bar expansion. For whatever reason, it keeps getting bigger. And a couple of other items of note. This right here, my dad passed away a couple of years ago, and we have moved my mom up here to Nashville with us. And one of the few things that after they moved out that we took with us is they used to ride Harley Davidson motorcycles back in the 70s. And these are their original leather jackets that I found hanging up in a closet. And I thought I'd hang them up in the garage. I thought that's a neat little testament to them, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. And a couple other little items. We did go to England last year and met David Moore, who is the guy that this was his idea, concept through production, the XKRS GT. It's the kind of the final finale for the XKs before they quit making them. And so this is the track version of the Jaguar XK or XKRS. And anyway, so we went and met him in England, hung out and had drinks at his place, right? His 400-year-old house. Probably the most consummate host ever. Was he not great?
Awesome.
Just phenomenal guy. And he gave us like a tour of England for days, and got some special meet and greets with Jaguar people. It was a lot of fun. And a couple things that he left with us is, this is the front canard, which is, they're on the front of the car that I've got. And that is the front canard from the prototype car, that's about all that's left of the car, because they're required to destroy the prototypes. And so that's one last little remnants. I thought that was super cool. And this tag right here came off of the prototype when it ran up Goodwood, the Goodwood hill climb. That tag right there was on the car that went up the Goodwood hill climb, and he hung onto that and let me take that with me. So I'm the caretaker of these cool things until the next Jag guy comes around. You ready to go upstairs and show him the rest of it? All right, let's do it. This next little thing, it was quite the project. There was a lot of changes involved, but I think you're going to really kind of dig how it came out. We expanded that upstairs, but you had to be able to get up into it, and there's no staircase in here. So we had to come up with another idea. So if you can see, we live in the sticks, right, honey? So we added this deck onto the back of the house. And the reason we added the deck onto the back of the house was you can see we changed the roof line. Both parts of the garage had a hip roof, and we cut the roof off the back and made it straight and kind of made this A-frame look, which I didn't realize that was what it was going to look at like when we started. But once I saw it, I thought, gosh, this looks just like a chalet in the mountains or something. So let's go with that motif. And so we built this big deck onto the back, which you can see before it was all this cluttered crap. Eventually these bushes will grow up and block that. But we put this beautiful deck on the back with the high tension wires and the stained it black. And then we painted everything dark, with the idea being that it's looks like kind of a cabin in the woods, right? I think we really achieved that. And the main point of this was this ridiculous view that we have from up here. We had to cut down a couple trees to make it happen. But check this view out from up here. Looks out over the property, out over Eagleville, over the stables, into the valley and all. So you can sit up here in the evening and kind of take it all in while you're having a drink and sitting around our little fire pit. Now we're going to take a look inside real quick. Isn't that door cool? All right. So this is the interior of this little room. This is like 16 by 17 or something like that. We didn't want anything crazy. You can see this is a mezzanine also. So we got this black pipe railing and the high tension wire, and then it looks down on the Jags. How cool is that? We actually keep the Can-Am right there also. But yeah, we added this little room on here to kind of hang out, have a drink or whatever, enjoy the evening with our friends while they're out sitting around the fire pit or whatever. I've always been, I'm a Jack Daniel's squire, so we do have a lot of Jack Daniel's memorabilia around. This is a barrel that I bought to donate to a military cause. These are some special bottles right here. Put us a little TV in. These little antique Tiffany lamps came from my mom's place. And the last little note is, check this out. My dad bought that shotgun in 1965, and it's been sitting behind a water heater for the last 40 years or so, I don't know. And I found it back there, so he gave it to me before he passed away. And I thought it would be really cool to hang it up there because he did like to go out and shoot skeet or whatnot. He actually kept the receipt because he's an engineer and this is the way he thinks. He has the original receipt from Western Auto for like $60 for that shotgun from 1965. And it has, it's in like uncirculated condition. He put it in a plastic bag and squished it between a couple files just to, I don't know, I bet he kept every receipt for everything he's ever bought, right? Just make yourself comfortable. But yeah, this is all we wanted to be able to do out here, right? It's just a beautiful place to hang out. So that's pretty much the garage update. What do you guys think? What do you think about the cars? What do you think about what we've done up here? I think we're about done, right? We're ready to kind of enjoy it more and spend less and do less. Seems like we've always had something under construction or whatever. But yeah, I think we're ready to just enjoy car ownership. Oh, by the way, somebody retired a couple of months ago, right?
I did.
So you're now looking at the recently unemployed who found out that she's much busier
Being unemployed
than you were when you were actually working. And so what she did, she redid her entire office. So we'll do a tour of her office some point in time when you get it all finished up, right?
Not finished just yet.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got for the garage tour for 2024. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Check out Driving with Melissa on Facebook and Instagram and Threads and everything else that's out there. She also has a new YouTube channel that we're moving along with. And then check out Full Octane Garage. Say bye.
Bye.
All right, we'll see you soon. Full Octane Garage.